Good morning. Today we're going to go ahead and work on our entry techniques. So we're going to cover number one today. If you guys watched our OKO 2020 virtual seminar series or a couple of our little contribution to it, I covered the wedge a little bit in there, you know, so we could put together your kata. Today I'm going to cover the wedge just by itself in a little more detail. So the way we do things, a simple acronym that I use, and it's DIET, right? D for defend and destroy, I for intercept, E for enter, and T for termination. It's pretty simple, man. You know, if I get caught in a bind and I'm not prepared, I can have all the interception, all the cool ideas that I want to have, stop his kick, you know, intercept his intent, blah, 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 whatever. If I'm not ready, I'm just not ready. Shit hits the fan, I wasn't aware that day. I mean, I'm a human being, you know. Well-trained or not, I'm still just a dude, right? So I can get caught in bad situations, so I have to have defense. So that's what the initial part of the D means. I'm going to defend in some way, shape, or form. We teach a variety of defenses we can use against a variety of attacks and the variety of zones that we have. Okay, the other one's going to be destroy. If I do catch it on time, maybe I choose not to intercept him. Maybe he's for some reason I don't want to actually hurt the dude. Okay, I'm not going to try and take this in much further than an entry. I'm just going to destroy the weapon-bearing limb. You know, this is very Filipino, very Indo, very weapon-based. You know, take out the limb. If we're unarmed, we use empty hands. If I have a weapon, I'm going to destroy it with a weapon, regardless. So the destruction would mean, maybe in the escalation of force, I can see he's getting ready to throw a shot at me or something like that. He busts his knuckles across my elbow, situation solved. You know, I see the guy's getting ready to throw a punch, I drive a good bicep or a good punch right into his shoulder and disable that arm. He doesn't want to fight anymore because it hurts. You know, his pain is a bigger deterrent than his anger as a means or a reason to attack me. So that's going to be defend and destroy. Intercept means it's probably on. I need to go ahead and hit this guy before he gets a chance to hit me, because reaction is always faster or slower than action. Action is faster than reaction. All right. Bottom line is, if he starts throwing a punch at me, I start reacting to that punch, I'm behind. Okay. If I have the opportunity to hit first, I should hit first. Hit first, hit fast, hit hard, go to the house. All right. That's kind of the way we look at doing things. All right, so interception means I'm going to attack him before he gets the ability to attack me, or I'm going to catch him on his incoming motion, or I'm going to hit him before. You know, I may hit him with a preemptive finger jab before he even gets a chance to think about throwing. Good for me, right? And then the last one is terminate. Termination just means ending the confrontation. Okay, the confrontation could end through verbal de-escalation. Confrontation could end by me doing a destruction. He busts his knuckles into my elbow. He doesn't want to fight anymore. Terminated fight, right? It may lead to me making a moral, legal, ethical decision on when to stop it. You know, now we have to think about the legalities in everything. Even if you're morally bankrupt, you got to legally and ethically think about when you got to hit the brakes on shit. You know, if the guy comes in, busts his fist on my elbow, and steps back and doesn't want to come in anymore, probably in a court of law, I'm done. I shouldn't fight anymore. I should stop. Okay. If I drive a bicep shot on the guy, now remember, think about assault. If the guy comes up and starts verbally bullshitting, yelling at me, he's verbally assaulting me already. I'm basically, in the eyes of the law, able to defend myself. Okay, and if he puts his hands on me, it's game on. I can go ahead and, you know, I'm going to hurt the dude because he's attacking me at that point. That's considered assault, and I can defend myself. If he hits me, it's assault and battery. You know, so I'm just not going to let him hit me. Assault's as far as I'm going to let a man go, if I let him go there. All right, and that's going to be, anyway, long story short, defend yourself. All right, but we got to think about when to hit the brakes. Okay, we got to be able to turn the animal on, turn the aggression on to where we can fight, but we also got to turn that animal back off, because we got to be able to control ourselves. In a really, really bad situation, we may have to go from first contact to kill. Okay, I pray you never have to go there. All right, but you got to decide when to hit the brakes. Okay, first contact, I destroy his fist. He doesn't want to fight anymore. Good for me. I crack him in the face. He hits a knee. He's done. He's done. Okay. If the guy there's multiple opponents, there's weapons involved, escalation can't happen. I pray you never see that. Okay, I pray you never see none of this. I hope all we do is sit in our garage and beat the shit out of things and have a great time. You know, they say you train your whole life for the 30-second street fight. I hope you never find it. I hope you just train your whole life. All right. But with that in mind, we're going to move on to the entries now. So the very first entry I teach is called the wedge. I call it the wedge because I think that is what I heard it called the first time I ever saw this motion. It wasn't done as an attack technique, it was done as a defense technique. I believe it was an Aikido seminar I went to years ago. The guy was using this kind of a rooftop structure as a defense. You know, just kind of brought his arms up in there, kept him from getting hit by haymakers on either side. Pretty good defense, but you know, for me, a defense by itself is passive because I stopped the guy from hitting me, but I didn't stop him from hitting me again. You know, if you don't hit me now, you're going to try again. Unless I stop you from trying to hit me, I terminate this thing. Okay, I defended. I'm going to enter, and I'm going to terminate this thing one way or another. Okay, you're probably not going to stop if I just stop you from hitting me once. You're going to give it a couple of tries because you're pissed or you wouldn't have swung the first time. All right, so I need to give him a little bit more than that. All right, so evolution 2 is a good friend of mine, Brant Smith. He was doing a seminar down here in my school in Texas back in the day, and he taught us, you know, we were doing CDOT because that's his specialty, and he just threw this supported punch. Okay, and I thought that was magic, you know, because supported blocks everything. If you're adding, you know, 2 is stronger than 1, and if I've got that punch coming out, I'm supporting that punch. That's good news, right? So I like that, and I thought about it. I go, you know, there's so much potential for leakage of energy in the fist. That's why a lot of times I'm advocating, unless you've struck a lot and you're a pretty good striker, I'm going to say do palm strikes. You know, you're not going to break your hand. If you're in law enforcement, you still got a trigger finger without a broken hand. There's a lot of reasons to use the palm, not to mention the fact that the force will come straight out the arm, straight out the palm, and there's no leakage of energy. In the fist, there's all kinds of opportunities to fuck this up. Okay, it just is what it is. That's a straight shot out. That's not. Okay, so when you take and you combine the ability to pretty much stop anything coming at you with the CDOT supported punch, you get the wedge. All right, so what we do is we just come up. Now if I'm hitting Bob in this manner, Bob can hit me. If I'm driving that in, now I just lower my head a bit to where I'm looking up underneath my hands at his head. Now guess what? I can not be hit by the punches coming around me, but I'm driving that into his face. Now instead of throwing it up to the top of the moon, I lower my body, and guess what? The attack lowers. Okay, so now I'm driving this out from this position, straight out in the face, but I'm looking through my hands. Now my head is definitely below his head. His head is in my hands. All right? Bang, off we go. Bang, off we go. Now we roll back a step. Let's put in our footwork. Everybody that's worked footwork with us or with a good instructor understands the push shuffle. You just take a step with our lead foot and drag up. Now I incorporate the push shuffle or the step and slide, more likely a push shuffle because I'm trying to generate power. The difference between the two, if you don't know, a step and slide is where I'm going to take a step and drag my other foot up. A push shuffle is where I'm pushing off of that back foot, letting this foot launch and come forward. That's going to generate more power. Mass-Hunter's velocity is force. We've had that lesson already. Okay, so as I drive this body forward, I'm throwing my mass at him, and I'm putting him right through both my arms. I'm doing a diamond push-up on his face. Okay, with my whole body coming through. Got 200 pounds coming through with a diamond push-up. It's going to cause some problems for you. You know, it's going to change your whole outlook on your day. So we're hanging out here. We just drive that forward. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, from the side view, from passive position, driving in. Push shuffle, drive that sucker. Push shuffle, drive that sucker. Have your head down below to where you can't be hit, and you're driving that strike up into his face. All right, so that'll pretty much cover the wedge for today. Remember the moral, legal, ethical implications of everything you're doing. Hit fast, hit hard, go to the house. Thanks, Joe Lansdale. That's not mine. Just be safe out there. You know, and if you got to hit, you got to hit sometimes. And that's why I call it entry. Again, what we do, we defend and we destroy. We intercept. Those are going to be our defensive actions pretty much. 2 categories. I'm not doing much there. I'm defending or I'm destroying, I'm intercepting. Then I enter. That's when shit gets busy. Okay, I'm going to use these entry techniques I'm going to show you throughout the course of this series. And then the last thing we do is we terminate. Okay? And we're going to work on the entries first because most people that are trained somewhat or not, you've got some defensive ideas. All right, I'm not trying to change the way you do things. I'm just giving you some things to augment what you're doing. Okay, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know, it is what it is. But I think this time we're working on entries, and that's where we're going to go. So work on this. Next week we'll try and throw another one at you, and keep this going, and hopefully it'll help you out. All right, have a good day.